I'm so excited to share that this podcast is sponsored by The Real Real, the best place to shop authenticated luxury bags, clothing, watches, and so much more. I'm obsessed with gold bracelets. I just found the most beautiful Fendi bracelet. Now, you can scour The Real Real for new pieces. There are 10,000 new items every day. The Real Real is attainable luxury that upgrades your personal style. With up to 90% off retail, you can finally have the pieces that you've been dreaming of from brands like Gucci, Fendi, and Prada. The Real Real is great for the planet and for your wardrobe. They're finding new homes for over 37 million authenticated luxury items, so they know firsthand the impact that resale has on the planet. And it's the go-to place for your next special piece. Think about all the fun things that you have coming this spring and summer. The Real Real is the world's largest and most trusted resource for authenticated luxury resale. With thousands of new arrivals daily, no one does resale like The Real Real. So now get $25 off your first purchase when you go to therealreal.com/KateCasey. That's therealreal.com/KateCasey to get your $25 off. Start shopping now at therealreal.com/KateCasey. Let's be honest, nothing boosts confidence quite like great hair. But if you're seeing more strands in the shower, your confidence might not be at its highest. That's why you need Hers Hair. Hers Hair treatments are made with doctor-trusted prescription ingredients that many other hair products out there just don't have. They come in a variety of options, including oral and topical solutions, so you can find the one that works for you. Getting started is simple with a quick online hair quiz. Just answer some questions and you will be connected with a provider to discuss your personalized treatment plan. Through Hers, everything is 100% online, so no pharmacy trips, doctor's office visits, or insurance required, and plus, treatments start at just $35 a month. And the best part, you can get thicker, fuller, healthier hair and start seeing regrowth in as little as 3 to 6 months. Start your initial free online visit today at forhers.com/KateCasey. That's FORHERS.com/KateCasey for your personalized hair loss treatment options. forhers.com/KateCasey. Individual results may vary. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information.
The amazing Kate Casey.
Welcome back for another episode of Reality Life with Kate Casey. The federal sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs, whose career has been dotted by allegations of violence, began on Monday in New York City. His case is the subject of the Max documentary series, The Fall of Diddy, which pulls back the curtain on allegations of long-hidden violence and abuse, which have emerged to shock the world. You can listen to my interview with the co-directors and producer in episode 1207. Sean Diddy Combs is an entertainment mogul and music producer. Born in Harlem, New York, he rose to prominence in the 1990s as the founder of Bad Boy Records, launching the careers of artists like the Notorious B.I.G. and Faith Evans. His debut album, No Way Out, earned him a Grammy Award and solidified his status in the music industry. He expanded his business empire by investing in a clothing brand, a music-focused television network, and in alcohol. In 2022, Forbes estimated his net worth at $1 billion, making him one of the wealthiest figures in hip-hop. His legal troubles date back to his involvement in a shooting at a New York City nightclub in 1999. The incident led to high-profile charges, including weapons possession and bribery. Although he was acquitted in 2001, the case brought on significant public and media scrutiny. For a decade, he was involved in various civil lawsuits, including altercations and business-related disputes, which were often settled out of court. But notably, in 2023, his former partner, singer Cassie Ventura, filed a lawsuit accusing him of sexual abuse and trafficking. That was settled privately. Subsequent lawsuits from other women alleged similar misconduct, which led to a federal investigation. On March 25, 2024, federal agents executed coordinated raids on his residences in Los Angeles and Miami as part of an ongoing sex trafficking investigation. The raids were conducted by Homeland Security Investigations and were authorized under a warrant from the Southern District of New York. Law enforcement officials disclosed that agents seized multiple firearms, including 3 defaced AR-15 rifles, along with ammunition. Additionally, authorities found and confiscated over 1,000 bottles of personal lubricant and baby oil, These items were reportedly linked to the alleged activities under investigation. In September of 2024, Sean Combs was arrested on charges including racketeering, sex trafficking, and forced labor. He pled not guilty and was denied bail 3 times. As of May 5th, 2025, he is on trial in Manhattan Federal Court, and he is facing charges of racketeering, sex trafficking by force, and transportation for purposes of prostitution. Prosecutors allege that over 2 decades, he used his business empire to manipulate and abuse women through coercion, violence, and drug-fueled group sex acts referred to as freak-offs. The indictment includes disturbing allegations of physical assault and kidnapping, and in one case, he was accused of dangling someone from a balcony. Late last month, he apparently turned down a plea deal from prosecutors, the details of which have never been made public. Authorities contend Sean Combs abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. And his legal team maintains that he's just a swinger and that the sexual escapades were merely consensual. If convicted, Sean Combs could face life in prison. So we know that Cassie Ventura, his ex, is expected to testify as one of the star witnesses against him, along with 3 other alleged victims who will use pseudonyms when they take the stand. The jurors will be allowed to watch disturbing video of Sean Combs kicking and dragging Ventura in the hallway of an Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Los Angeles, from March 5th, 2016. Now, there are 63 other lawsuits filed that will not be heard by jurors. If you want to go back and learn more about this case, you can listen to episode 948. Taylor Crumpton, a music, pop culture, and politics writer, discussed the origins of hip-hop, Sean Combs' career, and whether his recent legal issues will impact hip-hop culture and the music industry. That's episode 948. And in episode 1112, I interviewed Victor Williams, a retired Homeland Security investigations agent and anti-human trafficking advocate. He discussed what was found in Sean Combs' raid, his indictment, and the investigation into sex trafficking. In today's episode, I interview Lauren Johnson. She is a criminal defense attorney. Here's my interview with Lauren. So I'm one of those moms now who has a daughter that loves to wear her clothes as well. That's why I love to shop at Revolve, because my daughter and I can both find great stuff. Over 1,200 brands and 100,000 styles across high-end, emerging, and exclusive labels in fashion, beauty, and in home goods. You're going to have the most popular brands like Lovers and Friends, Amanda Uprichard, Norma Kamali, A. Goldie, and Michael Costello. Authentic, high-quality products. New arrivals come daily. Inclusive sizing options, personalized product recommendations based on your purchase history. Revolve has it all. I just ordered Mia a beautiful more to come maxi dress and gold sandals for a graduation party in June, and I can't wait to start ordering clothes for all of the fun parties that I'm going to go to. From last-minute getaways to party dressing and seasonal upgrades, Revolve has you covered with fast, 2-day shipping and easy returns, all of them. And for a limited time, you can shop a curated selection of my favorite styles at revolve.com/KateCasey, and you can receive 15% off your first order with the code KateCasey. That's revolve.com/KateCasey to shop my top picks and get 15% off your first order with code KateCasey. Offer is only valid for a limited time, so don't miss out. Okay, once the temperatures start rising, I realized I was back to the same worn out rotation. Same tank, same shorts, same everything. So I gave my daily uniform an upgrade with Quince. Their pieces are easy, elevated, and somehow make me feel more put together without even trying. Like 100% European linen shorts and dresses from $30. Luxe swimwear, Italian leather platform sandals, and so much more. And the best part, everything with Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than what you'd find at similar brands. By working directly with top artisans and cutting out the middlemen, Quince gives you luxury without the markup. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices in premium fabrics and finishes. Go get yourself the Oxford Relaxed shirt. I got mine in pale blue. You're going to wear it all the time and you're going to love it. Treat your closet to a little summer glow up with Quince. Go to quince.com/KateCasey for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/KateCasey to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/KateCasey. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much. Glad to be here.
How long have you been following this case? And from the beginning, what has stood out for you?
I've been following it as long as everybody else since he was arrested and all of this came out. I think right before that, we saw there were some civil lawsuits. And it started to unfold that these allegations are really salacious. So it's kind of hard not to pay attention when you hear the allegations like you hear in this case. But what stands out to me is that, we frequently hear about people committing crimes for the economic reasons in federal cases. But this is a case where somebody used their economic power and their business enterprise allegedly to then enrich themselves sexually. And that is just so interesting to me and perhaps strange. We've seen a couple other high profile cases like this, like Harvey Weinstein and R. Kelly, where people are using their celebrity to access people for sexual reasons. And while I might not understand it, it seems to be a thing.
What happens during the early stages of a trial like this?
So we're right now in jury selection, and that's the stage where both sides are screening the jurors for bias and to see how jurors are going to perceive upcoming evidence, whether or not they'll be fair and impartial in doing so. And at this stage, there are strategic questions that are being asked. It's not just whether somebody can blindly be fair and impartial or be an empty vessel, whatever that means, but whether they can take whatever they know and they've already heard from the media and otherwise and put that aside to hear the evidence fairly. And as well as that, the attorneys are trying to see if folks have pre-existing biases. So, for example, for celebrities or against celebrities about the types of crimes that are alleged here. And so both sides are really trying to figure out if these folks have already made up their mind or if they can listen to the evidence and try to be fair.
So how does pretrial publicity impact jury selection and the trial process because of the visibility of this case and his persona?
Well, it can deeply influence public perception. It can create preconceived notions about witnesses, about the defendant, and about the evidence that'll be heard, especially where videos have been shown or, stories like about the baby oil. I mean, all of that can influence the jurors' thoughts about the case before it even happens. So that's why the voir dire is so important. It's so important for attorneys to really dig in and understand what jurors have been exposed to, as well as what their beliefs are about celebrity justice to make sure that they can be impartial despite whatever it is that they may have heard already.
So when you mentioned the video too, I think about what kind of evidence may come out in this trial. So what kind of evidence is typically reviewed or disclosed early in a high-profile case?
Usually we see things like digital communication, so texts or emails or videos. Like in this case, we saw that video from the hotel that involved Cassie. That is a huge piece of evidence that the prosecution is going to rely on. But we might also see photos or other types of recordings. We may hear about witness interviews and statements. Those are always critical key elements in criminal cases that may support a prosecution. But in this case, knowing what was located when they did the raid, as well as that video, I think those are the most important evidence, key pieces of evidence that were disclosed early to the public, and it will come out in this trial.
I'm assuming there has been a mountain of videos that someone has had to go through. How many people would they employ just to look through the mountain of videos, I guess, for the prosecution as well?
Well, we know that COMBS has retained like 7 or 8 criminal defense lawyers to represent him. And each one of those lawyers is going to have a team of paralegals and legal assistants to go through any evidence that the prosecution has already turned over to them. The prosecution has to share everything, right? They have to share everything that they're going to present. And so the defense should be aware if the prosecution is following the rules and acting ethically, they should be aware of the evidence that's to come and have gone through it and tried to contextualize it and make sense of it and understand what the meaning of that evidence is. So it takes a big team. They've spent 9 months, I think since he was charged, going through all of this to be able to be ready to confront it.
Has it surprised you how steadfast he is in his innocence and that he wanted to pursue a speedy trial?
Well, not entirely. I mean, we know he rejected any plea offer, and that suggests that he was ready to fight these charges head on. But what it does is it really raises the stakes significantly for both sides. And so it means that he really was unwilling to admit guilt under any terms. There were no terms, that could satisfy him. And he's going with the strategy that these were consensual acts, and he's going to be able to confront that and show. And I think in an attempt to try to save his reputation as well as his liberty.
So what kind of strategies for the defense do you think that they're going to pursue?
Well, the defense is going to argue that the witnesses are financially or perhaps reputationally motivated. They're definitely going to challenge the witnesses' credibility or attempt to challenge it. And most importantly, they're claiming that any relationships that were a part of this situation were consensual. So I expect that they've already tried or will try to suppress any damaging evidence or prior bad acts that could come into trial, as well as have a full-blown attack on these witnesses' credibility to try to show that these folks are motivated by something other than justice for criminal wrongdoing.
And then what kind of challenges do you think that the prosecution will face in proving their case?
The greatest challenge that the prosecution will always face is going to be attacks on credibility of the witnesses. And that just comes with the defense doing their job well. But they'll also have to establish intent and coercion beyond a reasonable doubt, and then tie Combs personally to the conduct. And when you're dealing with powerful defendants, proving control without direct evidence of that can be especially difficult. He's alleged to have controlled all of these people in the enterprise to make this happen. And so they'll have to prove that that happened through threats and coercion and duress. And that can be hard to do if you don't have that happening right in front of you.
So how important is witness testimony in a case like this?
The witness testimony is everything. The jurors are going to have to evaluate complex and even emotional accounts, and some of these things having occurred years after the fact. So the prosecution's going to have to present clear and credible testimony and then corroborate that evidence to make the pattern of abuse undeniable, to show that this is in fact a pattern and this in fact is a credible claim of abuse.
It's home project season, and Wayfair is the best kept secret for all things renovation. Whether you're making a little update like a new kitchen cabinet hardware or doing a full renovation, Wayfair has stylish and quality home improvement products for every budget. We live near the beach, so we love coastal decor. Our home is bright and white with blue and neutral tones. And we just recently changed the decor in some of the kids' rooms, and we just found great night tables for Sutton and Caroline's rooms. We loved all of the options available. The Wayfair website is so easy to use, and I could not believe the great prices. There's something for every style and every home, no matter your space or budget. Wayfair makes it easy to tackle your spring home goals with endless inspiration for every space and budget, whether you need a light refresh or an organizational overhaul. Free and easy delivery, even on the big stuff. They even help you set it up. Find all of your home improvement must-haves, from flooring to light fixtures to faucets to hardware, all in one convenient place. Shop the best selection of home improvement online. Get renovating with Wayfair. Head to wayfair.com right now. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair. Every style, every home. Summer's just around the corner, and the folks at Mint Mobile have a hot take. Getting a summer bod is out, and getting your savings bod is in. This spring and summer, we want skimpy wireless bills and fat wallets. And with premium wireless plans for just $15 a month, you can have both without breaking a sweat or the bank. And let me tell you, the quality of Mint Mobile's wireless service in comparison to my old provider is mint. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all of your existing contacts. This year, skip breaking a sweat and breaking the bank. Get your summer savings and shop premium wireless plans at mintmobile.com/realitylife. That's mintmobile.com/realitylife. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month 5GB plan required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
Are there any legal precedents that might influence how this case is handled?
I think so. I think that the prior rulings in cases like Harvey Weinstein's case and R. Kelly's case allow for the admission of pattern evidence and testimony from additional accusers, under certain rules. And that is going to be important to show that there's a pattern of abuse. Of course, the defense will challenge the admissibility of that evidence to avoid prejudicing the jury, but that, I think, will likely come in.
And how might a plea negotiation or settlement factor in before the trial proceeds?
Well, at this stage, we're in the trial. And the fact that Combs has already rejected the plea offer just means that he's not willing to admit to guilt. And so I think, therefore, this is going, and we're going to see it unfold in real time. Of course, civil settlements, I know he is being sued by lots of people. That can still occur behind the scenes. But in a criminal case, once the plea offers have been rejected, that means the case is going to trial.
And what impact do you think that this trial could have on celebrity cases, their legal cases going forward?
Well, celebrity legal cases are important not just because we all find them interesting to see the lives of celebrities or to see the dark sides of the lives of celebrities. But these cases are important because it exposes the public to how the justice system works. And I think this case can further erode this longstanding perception that fame insulates people from consequences. We see more recently powerful people being challenged for abusive behavior. And it shows that prosecutors are more willing these days to pursue powerful figures. And, hopefully it will empower or embolden victims to come forward when institutions start holding wealthy people accountable for their bad acts.
Do you think that there are a multitude of celebrities or celebrities that are, or people that are adjacent to celebrities that are terrified what information will be revealed in this trial?
I think it's undeniable that there are folks who are not charged currently, who are involved or have been involved in salacious acts, if not related to Combs, but related to other bad actors who haven't been charged yet. So folks who have spent time doing bad things under the guise of being powerful and getting away with it are likely, facing a reckoning or at least uncomfortable knowing that at any time they could be exposed.
So as a defense attorney, what is the one thing that you are really going to look out for as this trial unfolds?
I'm really looking to see the credibility of the witnesses and how they appear. Someone like Cassie, for example, who we know is one of the anonymous witnesses, will be challenged as she was in a relationship with Combs, but she already settled her civil case, I think, in a day. So the argument that her motive is financial or something else just can't really hold. While the prosecution is requiring her to participate in this trial as a witness, it's hard to see what else she might gain from having to get up on the stand and tell these intimate and horrific events that occurred in her own life.
Do you find that there's a personality type that seems to exist where, despite a mountain of witnesses, that they still believe that they've done nothing wrong?
I think that it's one of two things, but they may be similar. And I'm not a psychologist, of course, but narcissistic personality disorder seems to be something that we see affect a lot of rich, successful, and powerful people who have put aside the rights of others to get ahead in their lives. And that's something that we just tend to see more in celebrity cases or in celebrity in general. But then there are people who just know that the consequences of a situation or a trial are just so great. For example, in this case, Combs is looking at a life sentence. They may not feel they have a choice other than to fight everything because the alternative could still be a life sentence anyway, and they have nothing to lose.
I appreciate your time. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Our firm, Johnson Criminal Law Group, is located in Irvine, California, and we serve all of Southern California in criminal and CPS cases. You can reach us at californiacriminaldefender.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The amazing Kate Casey.
I want to thank my great guest, Lauren, and remind you to click subscribe. Please leave a 5-star review. Join the Facebook group, Reality Life with Kate Casey, because we will be discussing this case and the trial. You can also get bonus episodes by going to my Patreon at patreon.com/Kate Casey. And to get my What to Watch list, which is my weekly list of what to watch in unscripted TV, go to katecasey.substack.com. Finally, follow me on social media. My Instagram is @KateCaseyCA, TikTok, it's Kate Casey, and Twitter, Threads, and Blue Sky at Kate Casey. Check back tomorrow for an all-new episode.
Last year, Law and Crime brought you the trial that captivated the nation.
She's accused of hitting her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe, with her car.
Karen Reed is arrested and charged with second-degree murder.
The 6-week trial resulted in anything but resolution.
We continue to find ourselves at an impasse. I'm declaring a mistrial in this case.
But now the case is back in the spotlight, and one question still lingers. Did Karen Reed kill John O'Keefe?
The evidence is overwhelming that Karen Reed is innocent.
How does it feel to be a cop killer, Karen?
I'm Kristen Thorne, investigative reporter with Law and Crime and host of the podcast, Karen, the Retrial. This isn't just a retrial. It's a second chance at the truth.
I have nothing to hide. My life is in the balance, and it shouldn't be.
I just want people to go back to who the victim is in this. It's not her.
Listen to episodes of Karen, the Retrial, exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus.